guys, it's Suri, so welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about series that I need to continue reading. And for this, I've only chosen series where further books are published, and some of which I even own, but I just haven't gotten to them yet. So I need to get on with that, and this video is to basically motivate me to do so. So because I think this is going to be a long video, we're just going to jump right in. So the first series that I need to continue is Saga by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This volume came out I think in January, and I haven't gotten to reading it yet, mainly because I want to save it for when I'm like in a reading slump, which I actually currently am, but never mind that. But mainly because if I'm like behind on my Goodreads challenge, I don't like need to bump those numbers a little bit. Next, I have a book that is a sequel to one of my kind of favorite books of 2017, and I've been meaning to read it, but it just hasn't happened yet. That's true for all of these, so let's just stop saying that. But this is Arabella and the Battle of Venus by David de Levine. The book series is called Arabella Ashby, I think, or The Adventures of Arabella Ashby, I'm not quite sure. But I really loved the first book, and I just like need to get to the second one. But I also feel like maybe I should reread the first. And this kind of unsurety in regards to rereading or not rereading the first book has led to me not actually continuing the series as of yet, so we'll see. Then I have a book that I have said previously I'm not sure why I bought, because my interest in continuing the series is actually very low, but I do have the book, so I should just read it. And that's Winter by Marissa Meyer. This is the fourth book and the last book in the Lunar Chronicles, and I have read, like, I don't even know how many years it's been since I've read Cress, the third one, and I just don't know how I would feel about this. I should at least give it a go so I can DNF it officially instead of just like leaving it on my shelf, but I don't know. Let me know if you've read this and if it was like how it ranked among the series, like if you thought it was better or worse than the others, because that might give me some incentives to actually pick it up. Then I have a fairly recently started series, which is by Robert Galbraith, and this is the Silkworm book 2. In the Cormoran Strike series. I'm definitely really excited to continue reading the series. I love the writing style. I think the mystery could use some work, at least in regards to the first book, so maybe it's gonna be better in the second. The next series is technically I'm already finished with the first trilogy, but this is like the follow-up trilogy, so I'm counting it as continuing the series, because it's a series of trilogies, if that makes sense. But that is Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. This is the first book in the Live Ship Traders trilogy, which is the sequel trilogy to the Farseer trilogy, I think. It's confusing. I really need to continue this. It's just that it's so huge, and I know that when I start, I won't want to stop. So yeah, I'm probably gonna read this like in the summer holidays or at some point where I'm just like, I feel like I have the time to fully get into it, because I wanna, you know, do it properly and binge read it kind of thing, because I know that's exactly what I will want to do. Then we have another mystery series that I need to read more of, and that is the, I keep forgetting the name of the detective, Chief Inspector Armand Gamache series by Louise Penny. The second book is called Dead Cold, and it's set in a small town in Canada, and it's just like there's lots of murders happening there. Somehow, I don't know. I like it. I like the setting. I like the writing style. I enjoyed the mystery, so I'm excited to continue. Next, we have a book that I've been sort of dreading to read because the first book was interesting, but also kind of hard work to read because it was heavy sci-fi, and that is The Dark Forest by Cixin Liu. The first book is called The Three-Body Problem, and I really enjoyed it, but I also, like, most of the science went over my head because I'm not that good at science. I don't know that much about stuff. So, I really enjoyed the plot, I enjoyed the story, I enjoyed the setting, which was obviously China, so I'm like, here for it. And I do want to know how it continues, but now I'm just a little apprehensive of picking this up. Also because I've heard that the sequels kind of devolve a little bit, like they just completely go off the rails, and I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that, so it should be interesting. I definitely want to try it at some point and hopefully be able to understand it. Then we have another fantasy series that I've just been trying to pace myself with because the last book isn't out yet, and that is The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss, the first book obviously being The Name of the Wind. I also own the novella The Slow Regard of Silent Things, and I need to read these, but I also don't feel any particular pressure because I know the third book isn't out yet, and I might as well wait just at least until we have like a definitive release date for the third book and stuff like that. So, or maybe it'll happen soon, I don't know. But this is one series at least I'm not like too stressed about continuing because I know that there's gonna be a wait and it might as well be now when I'm not really feeling like reading it. Then we have a series that is again like a follow-up trilogy to an original trilogy, and that is the second Mistborn Saga series. I don't know what it's called, but the first book in that is called The Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson. It's been like 2-3 years since I've read Mistborn now, and I loved it at the time, really enjoyed it, but I just haven't felt the urge to continue. Then we have a series that I've been also mentioning in my spring TBR because I need to continue, and that is The Boy on the Bridge by M.R. Carey. This is the prequel to The Girl with All the Gifts. I'm excited to read it. I don't know how it relates to the first book, but I really want to read it soon, and I'm sure I will enjoy it. So apparently March was the month of me starting mystery series. I think I started like 4, and so obviously I need to continue them all. And the next one is this series by Jane Harper. The first book was called The Dry, the second book is called The Force of Nature, and I think the series is called Aaron Falk after the main character, who's like a policeman investigating crimes in Australia. I really quite enjoyed the first book. I only gave it 3 stars, but I like retrospectively I have only fond memories of it, so I enjoyed it, and I'm excited to read the sequel. Some more crime series because we're already at it. I also definitely want to continue the Detective Conan manga series by Gosho Aoyama. I bought like 7 volumes in Japanese, so it won't happen like instantly because my reading pace in Japanese is fairly slow, especially in the beginning when I need to like reacquaint myself. Oh god, I got to the scary page again. Why do I keep opening this book? And then the last crime series that I have for now is Flying Too High by Carrie Greenwood. This is the Fry and Fisher series. This is the book 2 again, and I really enjoyed it. I thought the first book was fun, it was witty, it was smart and good, well written, liked it, so we'll be continuing with this. Another series that I've recently said that I'm not sure if I want to continue, but I should at least try because I have the book, is the Bone Season series by Samantha Shannon. This is book 3, The Song Rising. I reread book 2 last month and felt like a little bit disillusioned with the series / a little bit like I felt myself falling out of love with it. So I do want to give this one a go. I do want to see what I feel about it, but I'm just not super hyped for it anymore. And then the last physical book I have to show you, oh my god, I've been reading this for so long. His Dark Materials series by Philip Pullman, consisting of the Northern Lights, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass. So I'm halfway through The Subtle Knife right now, so I need to read that and then read The Amber Spyglass to be finished with it. I don't know, I've just not been super motivated to read it. I need to be in a specific mood. For me, this reads sort of like a fairy tale, which it isn't, but just for me personally, it kind of reminds me a little bit of that. So you need to be in a little bit more of a whimsical mood, in my opinion, to read this. So I'm not sure it's gonna happen anytime soon because like blazing sun outside and heat waves and stuff like that isn't really the best weather to put you in a whimsical mood necessarily, but hopefully I'll get back to this soon. At the latest, it'll happen in winter, I think. Another series I want to desperately continue is the Ichikyu Hachiyon series by Haruki Murakami. It's a trilogy, and I have read the first and a half books like 4 years ago or something, and it's very confusing. I don't think I fully even understood what I was reading at the time, and I kind of feel a little torn on whether I should reread it or not. I feel like I should reread it, but also I might just like read like a synopsis online of the first book and then start over with the second one. That's kind of like what I'm thinking of doing, just because it's so much to reread that I don't know if I'll like completely lose interest possibly. The next series I need to continue is the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. I read the first original trilogy all last month and enjoyed it a lot, but I binge read it pretty much and I think I burnt myself out on it a little bit. I keep saying that, but it's true. And so when I tried reading Iron Gold, I just couldn't get into it. I only read like 2 pages, but I just didn't feel like I wanted more of this right now, so I'm taking a little bit of a break, but for sure I want to continue it. Also, I think book 5 also is coming out this year, which is confusing because Iron Gold just came out, so I don't know how that works, but anyway. And lastly, I need to continue the Game of Thrones series by George R. R. Martin. So far, I've only read 2 books, and I own like 5 or 6, so I need to keep reading, but it's just really hard to get yourself to read a series where you've already seen like the TV show adaptation of, and I love that adaptation, but I also have so many other like fantasy series that I just like need to make happen, or like I'm like dying to get through. So when I'm in the mood for a fantasy, it's never really Game of Thrones that I would like go for, because I have other things that are like undiscovered and I don't know the plot of yet and all that stuff, so it's really hard to get myself to read Game of Thrones. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments if you're similar to me and also like start a lot of series but then never like get around to continuing them because you get sidetracked by other things. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you very soon with another one. Please like this one and subscribe to my channel for new videos every Tuesday and Friday, and head on over here to check out some other videos that I recently did. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you very soon. Have a lovely week. Bye!